Okay, this is one illustration of showing that minus a negative will always equal plus. Okay, now on your slide I have 2 or 3 other ways to think about this, but I'm going to show you with tiles at least an example of a problem showing you that minus a negative thought of as a plus sign instead will give you the same answer. Okay, so let's think about -8 minus -2. Okay, I'm going to take that minus and negative. I'm going to have you guys do this on the other slides. Just cover it up with an add sign, because I want you to think about -8 minus -2 as equaling the same answer as -8 plus 2. Okay, so let's look at one example where it works. I mean, it always works, but I'll show you one example. Okay, so -8 minus -2. Let's think about this. Okay, so with tiles, this means start with a charge of -8. Okay, subtract means take away. So from the charge of -8, I'm going to take away 2 negatives, because that's the second number. Okay, so I'm going to start with a charge of -8. Okay, start with a charge of -8. Okay, there I am. Now I'm going to take away from there 2 negatives. Okay, so I'm simply going to take 2 of those negatives out. Okay, so you see I'm left with -6. So -8 minus -2 is really equal to -6. Okay, now if you would have changed that minus and negative into a plus sign instead, you would have -8 plus 2. Okay, so let's show it this way. Okay, that's just combining. Remember, add means combine. Okay, so -8. Whoops. Okay, start with the charge of -8. Okay, now this means add. It means combine. Combine to that a charge of 2. Okay, so try to drag 2 yellows. Combine 8 reds with 2 yellows. Okay, that's what that means. A as an addition problem, that's what that means. So to find the charge of 8 negatives combined with 2 positives, remember that a positive and a negative cancel out. Okay, so those go out. And this positive and negative attract, and they go out. So we're left with a charge of -6. Okay, so just one example of just using this idea, but I promise, okay, it always works. If you have minus a negative, you could just replace that minus and negative with an addition sign, and it will give you the right answer. Okay, let me know if you have any questions as you complete the slides.